Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google.
Right. And the goal was really to understand what key things, led him to have such a huge impact on how we all find information now.
Exactly. We've got some source material on his background, the start of Google.
And for you listening, this is a chance to kind of get a quick handle on Brin's role and maybe the surprising start to tech you probably use, well, every day.
Definitely surprising for many, I think. So where do we start? His early life seems significant.
Absolutely. It really does. He was born in Moscow, 1973. His family actually moved to the U.S. when he was just 6.
Why was that?
Well, the sources point to anti-Semitism being a major factor, and you can sort of speculate, can't you? That experience, it likely played a role in his later focus on open access to information, making it available to everyone.
That makes sense. A reaction to information being controlled or restricted.
Possibly, yeah. And even early on, he showed this real aptitude for maths, for computer science. He flew through his degree at the University of Maryland.
And then Stanford for the PhD program.
That's right. And Stanford is, well, it's the pivot point, isn't it? That's where he met Larry Page.
Okay, so the famous partnership begins. What problem were they initially trying to solve? Was search really that bad back then?
Oh, it was clunky. Yeah. Most search engines then, they basically just counted keywords on a page.
So lots of results, but not always the right results.
Exactly. You type something in and just get a flood of irrelevant stuff sometimes. Brin and Page came at it completely differently.
Right, which brings us to PageRank. This was the revolutionary idea.
Totally revolutionary for the time. Instead of just keywords, they thought, what if we look at the links between pages?
Like votes.
Precisely. Links as votes of confidence. Pages with more high-quality links pointing to them. They ranked higher. It was about authority, about reputation on the web.
Okay, so quality and quantity of links.
They laid it all out in their 1998 paper, The Anatomy of a Large-Scale Hypertextual Web Search Engine, basically using the web's own link structure to organize it.
A fundamental shift. Not just what's on the page, but who links to it.
You got it. That was the core insight.
And this wasn't just an academic exercise for long. They dropped out of Stanford.
Yep, in 98, famously set up shop in a garage in Menlo Park. Google was incorporated.
And Brin took the role of president of technology. What did that involve in those early chaotic days?
His focus was really on the core search tech, refining it, making it scale, but also guiding the overall technical strategy.
And the culture too, right? Google had this unique culture from the start.
Very much so. Big emphasis on innovation, data-driven decisions, and that famous 20% time.
Ah, yes, 20% time, letting engineers work on their own passion project.
Exactly. And it wasn't just a gimmick. Think about it. Gmail came out of that. AdSense, too. These massive products.
Yeah, so that culture really paid off.
Definitely. It fostered experimentation.
Yeah.
And building on search, they didn't just stop there. Brin was key in developing things like Google Maps, Google Books, Android as well.
Right. Android is huge, obviously.
Right.
Each one a major product area.
And he didn't shy away from the really ambitious stuff either. Think Google X now. It's called X Development.
The moonshot factory.
Yeah, exactly. Things like self-driving cars, which became Waymo, and early explorations into augmented reality with Google Glass. It shows that drive to push boundaries.
Tackling the really big problems.
For sure. And fast forward to 2019, Brin and Page stepped back from the day-to-day executive roles at Alphabet, the parent company.
Moving to board positions. Still involved, but not running the show.
Right. But even stepping back, his legacy is, well, it's immense. He fundamentally changed how we all find and use information.
Democratizing knowledge on a global scale, really.
Undeniably. And fueling so much innovation that followed.
So, looking back, it's quite a journey. From leaving the Soviet Union partly for freedom of information to co-founding a company built on organizing the world's information.
Yeah.
Driven by that novel PageRank idea and this culture of innovation.
Absolutely. Which kind of leads to a final thought, maybe for you to chew on. Well, think about that core principle of PageRank interconnectedness. How pages linked together shows their importance. How does that idea, that principle of interconnectedness, maybe influence other parts of the digital world you see today? Or even just how you think about information and its value?